Hey, for the first time in a long time, I am live. So, if you're here with me after quite a long hiatus. Let me tell you a little bit about the hiatus first. Let me tell you a little bit about the break. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened. What continues to happen, if I'm being honest. So, if you don't know already, um, I sort of very abruptly hit this point where I just got fed up with the world of marketing. Not marketing as a discipline, not marketing as an art, not marketing as a science, but marketing uh, the way that everybody does it on social media. It just really, yeah, it turned my stomach a little bit because there's so much same. There's so much duplicity. There's so much dishonesty. There's so much, smoke and mirrors. It's just such a, somebody peed in the pool. A lot of people peed in the pool, and they did it quite profoundly. But then, I also got to feeling like just teaching people how to do organic marketing. It became really challenging for me to figure out how to stand out, frankly, how to not feel like I was battling against these perceptions that all these bad actors had created in the space. And so, and maybe I just needed a break. That wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world either. Maybe I just needed to take a little break. But anyway, I'm back now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm queuing up on my phone as well. If you're here, and I see that some of you are here, say something. Say something if you're here, because I'm actually going to share some cool stuff with you, as I always do. So just hit like, say hello, do something, participate in your own success, which is that was another thing that really kind of got to me a little bit. Was, I think, through no fault of anyone's own, people began to get even more and more apathetic. People say they want results. People will pay you to help them get results. And then there was a lot of just like, maybe it was burnout on the part of people. I don't know. But I noticed a distinct drop off, both. What's up? What's up, Malcolm? I noticed a distinct drop off in just across the board in how people were engaging in their own success. And I think that has a lot to do with overwhelm. I also, of course, as I mentioned, I noticed just a lot of, douchebags moving into the space, a lot of bad actors. So took the time off, recalibrated, rebooted, and decided that what I'd like to do is basically go back to my roots a little bit. Now, if you have known me for a while, you know that I first made a name for myself training public speakers. From there, it is my nature to look at what other problems can I solve. So from training public speakers, I went to realizing that it would really help people if they could get booked to speak. And so I created a whole system that would find and apply to speaking gigs for people at a rate of 50 a month, 50 applications on your behalf a month. And this led to, so I think we wound up applying to something like 8,800 speaking gigs in a 7 or 8 month period. Now this ran right up to, you guessed it, 2020. Like the speaking world just shut down instantly when the what hit. So I've had all these tools for speaking and for helping speakers, and they've just sort of been sitting in the wings. I think it's a good time to bring them back. When I go to Google now and I just do a simple searches like call for speakers plus 2022 or 2022, plus US plus leadership, there are tons and tons of calls for speakers opening up. So I'm seeing the opportunity is right again. And originally, my whole philosophy was teach you how to be a great speaker, teach you how to use speaking engagements to get clients. And so that's kind of what I'm going back to. That's what I'm doing. So I wanted to share with you guys just a little bit about the idea, about the process, not the idea, the process of what I did in order to find and apply to all those speaking gigs, because I'm going to be bringing this back. And this is going to be something I'm talking about, and ultimately something that if you're interested, I'm going to be offering you. And so, yeah, Malcolm says overwhelm is an MFer, and he is not wrong. You are not wrong, my friend. So I noticed that the people who I was impressed with, who were getting booked to speak a lot, they were spending, I had one guy in particular, a guy named Sean, who was getting booked to speak all over the place, and he was doing a great job of it. Happened to be a terrible speaker, but that's a different story. I remember the poor guy sent me his TEDx talk, and he was so excited. He said, "Oh, just watch this and tell me what you think." And I watched it, and I was so excited for him. And about 3 minutes in, I was like, "Oh, Sean, this is not good, man." But I digress. Just because you get the gigs doesn't mean you can kill. Anyway, so he was spending on average 90 minutes a day applying every day, 2 hours a day, applying to speaking gigs. And this is why he was getting booked 6 times a month. So I thought, what if I could do that for people? What if I could figure out a way to find all the gigs, to apply, and then just hand it to you when people respond with interest? This turned out to be quite a challenge. It turned out to be really quite it's one of the things I'm the most proud of that I've created, but nobody really knows about it, because you don't know, even if you knew that I was doing it, you don't know the work that went into it. What I had to do was I had to find a good data scraping tool that could search Google's pages, right? And just pull off certain search terms, basically calls for speakers, open speaker calls, that kind of thing. And then it would collate this big list for me. Malcolm, now you're talking. It would collate this huge list for me, but now I had this list, and the list was 99% garbage, because that's how Google's searches are, right? So then I had to be like, okay, how do we solve this problem? What I wound up doing was I figured out a way to run the list through one piece of software twice. And that would come up with about a 60% sorted list, and then run it through a separate piece of software twice. So it was a 4 times filtered list. Then I tested different cold outreach emails to the event coordinators. And this was the coolest part. So this is free for you if you want to do this yourself. I caution you, though, this is a lot of work. The coolest part was, originally in the beginning, we manually applied to every application. Think about that. But here's what we did. As we applied, we looked for the same questions. So every time we had a question, we put it on a list. We fill out the question on the application. We also put that question on a list. By the time we got about 2,000 applications in, we started to realize that about 80% of the questions are the same. 80 to 90% are the same. So now we've got this catalog of questions that pretty much every event organizer asks. So after about the 2,000 application mark, we could just go in and we could copy and paste from this master list. Now, I've still got that master list, and I'm not giving it to you for free. It took a lot of work to get there, but it was really cool because, like, I guess on a personal level, this is not my wheelhouse. I was really proud of myself for figuring this out. And B, we got to the point where we could, and I'll just tell you guys this, we could apply to 50 speaking gigs a month for you, and it would take us about 90 minutes. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we were down to about 90 minutes per person per month. What we found too, by the way, at 50 gigs a month, you're looking at about 2 to 5 responses from the events. So you got to apply to a lot of gigs in order to get a few replies. And of those replies, you maybe get I don't know, 25% of them or something. So it's a big, big numbers game. And that was one of the big surprises for me. I don't think anybody was really aware of that. You've got to really ratchet it up, and you've got to be able to just mass apply if you really want to get your butt on stages. Now you can do a stage here and a stage there, but if you really want to do it, and by the way, here's the thing, as far as single ways to attract a handful of good clients, still nothing that I know of except building out a whole webinar funnel or something. Nothing really works quite as well as speaking from the stage. It's still one of probably the 2 best ways to get, say, 5, 10, 15, 20 clients from one day's work. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Malcolm, I see that you're in. I'm going to be tagging you in future posts. It's really, really cool stuff. It's exciting. So what I've done is I've created a whole program, I guess. Going to start off with the signature speech. Some of you know, Malcolm, my question mark story model. Going to be teaching that. Wayne, what's up, man? I was just getting ready to talk about you. Say hi to the people, Wayne. Going to be teaching that. From there, once you get your speech kind of dialed in, those who want, we can start doing the applying for you. We're also, and Wayne is actually the guy who's going to help with this. He's partnered up with me on this. We're JVing on this. We're going to show you how to fill your own rooms, virtual and live. So we're going to show you how to fill your own events. By the way, I see that there are a bunch of you guys on, so say hi. Just drop an emoji or something. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. Get involved. Don't leave it all to Wayne and Malcolm. That's not neighborly. Say hi. Don't be shy. Come on. Anyway, so think this is really a cool thing, because what we've got between Wayne and I is we've got what I would call like a soup to nuts solution. If you need your signature speech, by the way, let me tell you this too. You may hate selling. You may have sat through your share of talks where the whole talk was just a big setup for a pitch. The question mark story model that I've created takes all the pitching and selling off of, like, you don't have to do it. You don't have to pitch. You don't have to sell to get clients from the stage. I want you to think about that. And stage could be a podcast. Stage could be a virtual event. Stage could be your own, workshop or whatever, or it could be an actual stage. But the thing that I think is really special here is I know most of us that are what I would call heart-centered coaches and service providers, we don't like selling. I know most of us don't like selling. And so the fact that we've got a solution here that allows you to attract clients while staying 100% in integrity to your truth and to your story is pretty special. It's a pretty special thing. And so we teach you that. Then once you've got the signature talk ready, now you need to know how to get on podcasts, how to get on stages, right? How to get your virtual events going. Now, from there, you need to know, how do you set up your own? How do you fill your own rooms? We're going to teach you all of that. We're going to help you with all of that. So that's actually going to be the focus of the group moving forward. It's still lead generation. It's still client acquisition for coaches and experts and, business to business professionals. But we're shifting. We're niching down into sharing your story and speaking as the primary driver for your funnel. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. For those of you that did show up but didn't say hi, shame on you. That's all right, though. I forgive you. You haven't seen my face in a long time. Anyway, look for more from me in the group. Look for more from me just in general, because I'm not ready to pack it in just yet. All right. Thanks, guys.